Hey everyone, it's Victoria with Nutrition by Victoria. I have a Master's of Science degree in Human Nutrition, and I'm here to help you build a high-functioning metabolism so that you can get and stay effortlessly slim, lean, fit, and healthy, all while eating unlimited calories, unlimited carbohydrates, but from the right sources. We're talking about fruits, vegetables, starches, sugar to taste. Those are the foods that are going to help you get the results that you want, but you need to be patient and you need to be consistent with a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet, or moving in that direction if you're not completely vegan, in order to build the metabolism that you need to get the results that you want and be able to sustain them. So in today's video, I am going to be answering some questions that you guys left on my recent What I Eat in a Day videos. I know that I haven't been filming as much. The kids have been home for the summer. We've been traveling a lot going on. They go back to school soon, so I'll be making more content and have more availability. So I've just been enjoying the summer with my kids, and I hope that you have been too. So first question here is, how's your blood sugar looking after the starch meals now? So I have been tracking my blood sugar since coming off of an exclusively fruit-based diet where I was just eating like fruits and greens for the most part for about 2 months or so. But it was still high carb, low fat, still sufficient carbohydrate calories. So I want to talk about some of the changes that my body did during that time and why it happened. But for the simple answer, my blood sugar is doing really great. I'm insulin sensitive. My fasting glucose is about 90 in the morning, and that number is probably the most important number that you want to take because it indicates whether you are insulin sensitive or not for the most part. So you want that number to be good, and then you also want your postprandial, your 2-hour postprandial to be about 140. Mine are all within range, and the reason why my blood sugar is doing better now has a lot to do with cortisol. So my weight loss, because I lost about 15 to 20 pounds in the last 3 months, comes down to hormones primarily. So I'm about 10 months postpartum now, going on 11. So I'm getting further away from being freshly postpartum. My fitness is improving, but most importantly, my weight loss has come from better management of cortisol. So prior to going on my fruit-based challenge, my output was really high between like breastfeeding and fitness and all of that, and I wasn't making fitness gains. I was experiencing a lot of overtraining symptoms, fatigue, malaise, just not feeling very good. So I went on fruit-based, and what also happened going on fruit-based is I just stopped doing as much exercise. I was running every day. I was cycling as much as I could. I was, pumping out content, and, I have 3 kids at home. So it was just a lot that I was doing, and my ability to recover was not on point because I'm subjected to the sleeping schedule of an infant and my other children and so on, mom life. If you know, you know. So what happened is I just relaxed. I stopped doing as much. I started taking more R&R, and that really helped to bring my cortisol level down from where it was at. I could just feel it. And with that, the weight dropped as well. But eventually got to a point where I wanted to be able to do more, and I wasn't able to increase my output on a fruit-based diet. So I added the starches back in, and lo and behold, my energy level is now much better. by lowering my cortisol or learning how to manage my cortisol better, I improved my blood sugar readings as well. And they were never like crazy. You know, my body's very insulin sensitive now that I have been eating a high carb, low fat, plant based vegan diet for over a decade. Fruits, vegetables, starches, sugar, and then adding the salt in and having more salt than, you know, what I was having prior has helped me to feel really good and have a lot of energy and just be, you know, on it. So what's interesting is to and this gets into the next question, right? You recently made a bunch of videos about the mucus diet healing system. Are you still doing that at all? 100%, 75%, 50%, or none? It's important to note that the mucus diet healing system is a theory, so it has not been scientifically proven. Everything that is in my coaching program has. What I practice in my, you know, regular life when I'm not experimenting has been scientifically proven. The raw till 4 diet is a high carb, low fat, plant-based diet that has been scientifically proven to reverse diabetes, prevent and reverse heart disease, prevent a number of cancers, and just all around is very beneficial for, you know, having great results aesthetically, but also health-wise and fitness-wise too. There's a tennis player, a tennis pro who won a gold medal in the Olympics. He eats a high carb, low fat, plant-based vegan diet. So it works really well for anyone to enhance your life performance, you know, whatever that means to you. So my default diet is always the raw till 4 diet. I eat fruit all day. That's how I like to do it. Add sugar where I feel I need it. And I have a starch meal at night with vegetables. My go-to starches are rice and potatoes. I naturally default towards a whole food foundation, you know, fruits, starches, vegetables, because those are filling foods. Those foods naturally contain carbohydrates, fiber, nutrients, water. They're satisfying, but then I also add, you know, the sugar to help increase satiety, increase energy levels as I feel like I need it. Sugar also is really good at combating fermentation. So if you're dealing with like bloating and things like that, it can help to negate some of that because sugar is a natural preservative and it's designed to neutralize fermentation. So it can be beneficial if that's something that you're dealing with. And then of course, you know, having like the starches at night, that helps to build glycogen overnight. It helps to for you to have better energy levels the next day. I notice if I don't eat enough carbohydrate, my blood sugar fasting reading will be a little bit higher the next morning than if I, you know, really pack it in. And that is due to cortisol. So cortisol is really the biggest factor when it comes to sustainable weight loss and just losing weight in general. Most people are battling cortisol because they overexercise and they undereat, specifically on carbohydrates. So the cortisol goes up. You may experience weight loss just from not taking any food. A lot of that's going to be dehydration, but it, you know, our body does lose weight when we starve it. But what happens is we become programmed for fat storage following that famine. You know, these are just basic biochem principles, basic human physiology, that if you starve, you're going to gain weight afterwards. And that's because your body is now insulin resistant to a certain degree in order to encourage fat storage so that you will not starve to death. And so cortisol and insulin and leptin all work intricately together in order to preserve your body during a famine situation. So cortisol goes up, insulin resistance goes up, leptin typically goes down. Leptin is our hunger, our long-term hunger signal. You want it to be within normal range. When it's too low, it means that your body needs more body fat. When it's too high, it generally means that you have an excess of body fat, so it tones down your hunger drive. When it's too low, it brings up your hunger drive. So you want your leptin to be normal, because that encourages cortisol to be normal and also for insulin to work correctly and encourage insulin sensitivity. In order to drop weight, you need to be insulin sensitive. It generally means that your cortisol is also going to be within normal range, your leptin's within normal range, so you're eating as much as you need every day of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are going to be the primary macronutrient that is going to keep all of these hormones within range. Leptin is dependent on sufficient carbohydrate calories. Insulin sensitivity is dependent on sufficient carbohydrate calories. Keeping cortisol within range is dependent on sufficient carbohydrate calories. When cortisol is elevated from too much stress, too much exercise, not enough sleep, and under eating carbohydrates, you are going to experience weight gain or the inability to lose weight. So in order to lose weight, and this is how I recently lost weight too, is I brought my cortisol level back down by cutting back on exercise, focusing on rest, and eating sufficient carbohydrate calories with enough fiber and nutrients and all that good stuff to go along with it. So I encourage you to sign up for my coaching program because I talk about all of this in much more detail, including a meal plan for you to design your own way of eating that works best for you within, you know, the high carb, low fat diet paradigm. So I think that's it for today's video. Just answered those two questions because I really wanted to go a little bit in depth about them. So I hope that helps you out. If you are interested in my coaching services, I offer one-on-one coaching and also a private coaching Facebook group, so I can help you kind of troubleshoot what could be going on to help you start getting the results that you desire. All right, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.